The New York Jets offensive line heading into this season is absolutely stacked on paper, and you could argue this is the best Jets offensive line we've seen in a long, long time. Joe Douglas has done a fantastic job this offseason retooling the offensive line, and I'm excited to break it all down in this video. As we all know, last night, the New York Jets brought in left tackle, multi-time Pro Bowler, multi-time All-Pro from the Dallas Cowboys, Tyron Smith, on a highly incentive contract. One-year deal worth up to $20 million. Remember, highly incentive deal, which protects the New York Jets. So this is a really good contract, and I want to break down the starting five going into next season. You see it listed right here. We got Smith, Simpson, Tippmann, Vera-Tucker, and Morgan Moses from left to right. Oh my gosh, Jets fans, this is going to be fun. This also shakes up everything for the NFL draft for the New York Jets. Throw all your mock drafts out the window that everybody did before free agency, because now this shakes up a lot of different avenues, and we're going to break it all down in this video. Jets fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section right now of the news of the New York Jets getting Tyron Smith last night, and your overall thoughts of the offensive line for these New York Jets heading into the season, because again, this is something that Jets fans have been waiting for. Jets fans have been wanting. We've been asking Joe Douglas, bring us Tyron Smith, and then we will have our offensive line. Well, guess what? He brought him into the building, and here we go. Let's break it down, folks. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new to Jets Media, and hit that thumbs up button, man. I'm super excited. The news broke last night when I was out for my friend's birthday out in the city, and I was live on the streets, as you guys saw my live stream last night, just going nuts. I was like, I cannot believe this. I wish I was able to go live for a longer period of time, but I was having a ball last night live with you guys, celebrating the Jets get this new offensive line. So let's start off with just basically the overall approach from Joe Douglas, right? He cuts Laken Tomlinson, and then it frees up cap space for the Jets. But what that did do is it really created three holes for the New York Jets on the offensive line. We had AVT and Joe Tippmann to build around, and we needed to fill in those three guys. Now, the big question was, are they going to keep a hole in order to tackle it in the NFL draft at number 10 and have a rookie as a starter, or are they going to fill it out through the trade market and free agency market? Well, that is the answer. First thing the Jets do, go out there, get John Simpson from the Baltimore Ravens to plug in at left guard. They trade a 6th-round pick and move back in the 4th round for Morgan Moses, and then they land Tyron Smith. And bro, this is how you build an offensive line that is built to win today, right? The Jets are in a window with Aaron Rodgers to win, and that's exactly what the New York Jets are doing. We have two young, promising studs in Joe Tippmann and Alijah Vera-Tucker, and then we have veterans all across this team. And, you know, John Simpson, he's 26 years old, who still has upside in there at left guard, and then we have two veterans on the right tackle and left tackle position. So let's break it all down and really get to what we can expect from this offensive line. And I think the biggest factor we all have to talk about right away, everyone's talking about it, it's health, right? I think we can all argue that the New York Jets offensive line would have looked a little bit better last year if we were healthy, but it was a big issue last season. And now we're bringing in Tyron Smith, who has been injury prone as of late. Morgan Moses has been a rock there. Alijah Vera-Tucker is coming off back-to-back seasons on the injured reserve, season-ending injuries, right? John Simpson's coming off playing all season, so we have some injuries to be concerned about, but that's just the reality of the situation in NFL and what the Jets are doing. You got to bring in Tyron Smith regardless of the injury risk, because the good thing about this is the contract structure is it protects the New York Jets. If he does go down, if Smith does get hurt, we're not paying him significant amount of money. The way he gets that fully $20 million if he plays the full season, which you absolutely love to see, it really incentivizes Smith to really go out there and try to play for this Jets team, which of course he will. But then the big question is, I want to ask you guys, what are they going to do with that 10th overall pick? Because don't be shocked if the Jets still go offensive line. I know everyone's like, uh-oh, now we're going Brock Bowers, now we're going Rome Odunze, now we're going playmaker, but don't be shocked if the Jets trade back in the 1st round or still go offensive lineman. You know, I feel like Troy Fautanu is a guy from Washington that a lot of Jets fans have been looking at right now as a potential get for this offensive line, because we also have to look for the long term. Smith is on a 1-year deal. Morgan Moses is under contract for 1 year. So we have both of our starting tackles heading into the season are on 1-year contracts. We don't have any long-term answer, right? We got Carter Warren and Max Mitchell as the two young tackles, and I like Carter Warren's upside. I feel like he's going to learn a lot behind Smith. But will the Jets go into the 1st round and get a playmaker like a Brock Bowers or an Odunze or somebody else, or even Brian Thomas or anybody, or are they still going to try to build out this offensive line? There's so many different ways that the New York Jets can go, and I'm really excited to see what the draft process is going to look like, because now we're on like the back end of free agency. There's still going to be moves to be happening. The Jets still haven't made a move for a wide receiver. We found out today that actually the Jets are interested in Keenan Allen. So the Jets are still going to be aggressive for a wide receiver, whether it's Mike Williams, whether it's bringing back Corey Davis, whether it's Odell Beckham Jr., Boyd. I mean, there's so many different names out there still. I expect the Jets to add a veteran receiver and draft a wide receiver to fill out this New York Jets offense and really go all in for next season. So I feel like, getting back on track in terms of this offensive line, the run game. I know we're all talking about Aaron Rodgers being protected. Yes, that is important, 100%. But don't forget what else is important here, that the Jets are going to be a ground and pound team. The Jets are going to be feeding Breece Hall the rock a lot, okay? And that is going to be the biggest role, the biggest caveat, I would say, for this Jets offense is Breece Hall. He is their most talented weapon. Him and Garrett Wilson, I would say, are the same amount of talent, but at the end of the day, the heart and soul of this offense in terms of the run game is Breece Hall. And not only is he a run threat, of course, he is a dynamic playmaker that can catch balls out of the backfield. I think Breece Hall is the X factor here, and now he is jubilant. He is excited. He voiced his frustration on Twitter earlier this week, saying, seeing all these offensive lineman signings is getting me pissed. Like, where are the Jets making moves? Got to be patient. The end of the week is here, and the Jets made 3 big-time additions to the offensive line to fill out the entire unit, man. Breece Hall should be excited. The Aaron Rodgers, of course, should be excited. On paper, this is the best offensive line I've seen from the New York Jets in a while. And, of course, you can look good on paper, but how's he going to gel on the field? How is Keith Carter, an offensive line coach that Jets fans have no confidence in, going to really allocate this talent, bring them all together? My biggest thing that I'm excited for this offensive line, that gives me the most excitement, honestly, in terms of being optimistic, is Tyron Smith, man, is not only his ability to be just a talented, one of the most polished left tackle in football, but his overall veteran leadership, his ability to just bring a mindset into this team. He was part of a Dallas Cowboys offensive line for years and years and years and years that was known as one of the best offensive lines in football for just like ever, right? So he knows what it takes for an offensive line to be one of the best in the league. So his veteran presence, his leadership, his ability to get into that locker room and really, get chemistry with these guys. And I feel like everybody's going to be looking up to Tyron Smith right when he walks into the building. That is a guy that can set the standard and maybe establish a culture and an identity for the New York Jets up front on that offensive line, because it's no, everybody knows this, okay? The offensive line is the biggest X factor regardless to everything. We need to keep Aaron Rodgers upright. We need to establish a run game. The Jets have had a mess at offensive line for way too long, and let's hope that it's all in the past, that we can stay healthy, and now we'll see what goes on from here. I still don't think the Jets are done adding to the offensive line. There's some swing tackles in veteran free agency they can bring in. They can still make a trade, or they can get another tackle in the NFL draft. Even we got to beef up the interior offensive line. So there's a lot of depth to be made, but there is no way Jets fans should not be super excited right now. This move takes the Jets offensive line to new heights, baby. I'm pumped up. Hit that like button for your boy. We had to break down the Jets offensive line today in this video. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Saturday. This video is wrapped up, man. I'm so excited. I'm like at a loss for words. I'm like looking at this graphic on the screen, like you guys, like that's our 5. Finally, Joe Douglas. Build this thing. Now let's go get a wide receiver. And let's do this damn thing next season. Comment your thoughts in the comment section, folks. Hit that like button. Your boy's out. Let's go, Jets! Woo! Peace out, guys.